Okay, well, let's get started. David Mann, a.k.a. Mr. Brown. What's going on?
Not a lot. Just working hard, working.
Working hard? And I know you get that a lot, Mr. Brown. Do you get tired of people calling you that, or is it kind of something you used to now?
I'm used to it. But I'm kind of pulling myself away from the character. That's what I'm doing with the stand-up show and the reality show and the other television shows. Just kind of slowly pulling myself away from the character. Well, quickly pulling myself away from the character because I played the character for 13 years. I loved it. It's been great. But, at some point it's just time to, move on.
I know, I understand. I know you feel like, Lord, my name is not Mr. Brown. So how did you get into acting? I mean, have you always had, that bubbly type personality on screen?
How I got started acting was kind of, just really acting a nut in class, whether it was in school, whether it was anywhere else, just always kind of been the life of the party, if you want to say. So, and I just genuinely like to see people have a good time. So when I'm doing that, it's kind of it's what I love to do. So I did my first stage play, my first national stage play in 95. It was He Say, She Say, but what does God say? And, I loved it ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, you have done, like you said, you've done a lot of stuff. Congrats to you on that. Now, how did you get hooked up with Tyler Perry and all of his projects? I mean, I don't know if you know, but I'm sure you do. But you've become, one of the faces of his brand. I mean, you've been in, is it 11 films, am I correct?
It's quite a few. I don't even know, really. But, I started out in the industry singing. And, once, the Kirk Franklin and the Family was over, we found out that Tyler and we had the same promoter that used to promote our tours. And so once we, that was ended, I auditioned for Tyler Perry and never could have imagined that it would grow into, stage plays and movies and television shows and, never could have imagined that it would grow into that. But we met through a promoter, a mutual friend of ours.
That's pretty cool. Talk about Tyler Perry. How is he? I mean, we don't know him personally. Is he, what type of personality does he have? What type of boss is he, I would say?
I mean, just like anybody else. You come to work, do your gig, and go home. I mean, basically that's it. If you're not doing it, he'll say you're not doing it. But his work ethic is second. Work ethic is second to none. I mean, I've seen the dude, go through a full week of shows with the flu. Anybody else would have mailed it in and said, I can't do this, but never missed a beat.
So you basically saying he the Jordan of the movies, huh? The Michael Jordan of the movies.
Yeah, we all. I mean, that's the work ethic that we all had. It's just we got to keep it moving. People paid their hard-earned money, so let's keep it rolling.
Wow. Talk about that transition, because you did talk about Kirk Franklin and singing. Talk about your transition, acting to comedy to singing. I mean, you kind of do it all.
It was kind of with Kirk Franklin, the acting, the whole group decided to do a show, a stage play. And so it was kind of an easy progression because it was singing in the middle of acting. And then, once the singing was done, I got to where I was just doing, mainly acting roles. And, now it's been a while since I've done any singing as opposed to it being, the other way around when we first started. So now I'm doing all acting and very little singing. Wow.
That's amazing. Now, Tamala Mann, a.k.a. Cora, your wife in real life, you all seem legitly in love and supportive of one another. I love that. How long have you all been together?
April 28th will be 28 years. April 24th will be 28 years. April 24th.
Look, you better get it right.
April 24th will be 28. That's where I got it mixed up.
Oh, gotcha. That is amazing. Congrats on that. Now,
Thank
for
you.
anybody that's listening to this, we want to know, what is the secret of staying in love and staying married?
You know what? We genuinely like each other. You know, because we work with each other 24/7. We have a couple shows together. We work our music together. We do everything together. But that wouldn't be possible if we genuinely didn't like and support each other. Like when she's on stage, there's nobody in the place that's a bigger fan than me. I can guarantee, I don't care if you bring her biggest fan, they're not going to be a bigger fan than I am. I mean, it's to the point, I don't want people talking to me while she's singing. I don't want you to say nothing to me. Just leave me alone and let me listen to, I'm the number one fan.
Wow.
And that's because we genuinely care about each other and like each other. It's just not like we love each other because we husband and wife. I like hanging out with her more than anybody in the world.
Oh, that's so sweet, and that's real. That's definitely some real advice, because, like you said, some people are together because of the looks or the status or whatever it may be, but being together and actually liking each other, that's definitely going to take you a long way. Now, is it not weird playing her dad on the show? I know you get that asked a lot too.
Well, it was. It was a little weird for her playing it because, she felt it was a little awkward. But for me, I'm always crossing the line, of course. But now our new show, Man and Wife, we actually get to play husband and wife. So, I get to do whatever. I get to be inappropriate as I want to be because she's my wife.
Right. Wow. Now, kind of going back off of what you're saying, you all are kind of like Christian singers basically for the most part. And I know sometimes people question of you doing the comedy tour now and how is he kind of going to do that transition. Talk about kind of how like Christian comedy is effective just like other comedy and why you decided to do that.
I like, what I do every day when I was doing the stage plays, that's comedy. What I do on television, that's comedy. I do my full comedy set. I don't curse. I don't curse in just my everyday walk and everyday life. So it's not hard for me not to slip and cuss anyway because I don't cuss on stage. So for me, it's just doing what I do normally. It's just make people laugh without using vulgar language, without saying something that's going to have parents covering their kids' ears, I just do clean comedy. I'm a Christian that happened to be a comedian. I'm not a comedian that just happens to be Christian. I love what I do. So,
wow, that's amazing.
I hear my dog in the back. He's somebody.
Oh.
I just genuinely believe that, not everybody wants ratchet TV, ratchet movies, ratchet comedy. I believe there's some people out there that are looking for some stuff that they can sit down and listen to and enjoy. Their kids can sit down, listen to, and enjoy. And everybody genuinely enjoys it, and it's genuinely funny and not corny.
Yeah, and I mean, we need more of that. Like you said, it's too much of the other stuff to me, corrupting our mind and you seeing the TV screen and everything like that. So having that clean comedy, I think we need more of that. So
right, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do with our reality show is bring good, clean, wholesome family entertainment. And, you're listening and you're looking, and we're throwing life lessons in there, and without trying to be preachy and saying, but you're getting values and life lessons out of it.
Right. Now, talk about you kind of talked about it a little bit. It's a man's world and man and wife. What made you want to kind of do the reality, quote unquote, television lane? Like, do you all face some challenges in that?
The challenge is getting the networks to realize that not everybody wants ratchet TV. Not everybody wants to see a show where the family's cussing each other out and, everybody's it's just going crazy. Contrary to popular belief, there are people out there that want to see good family entertainment that resolves issues. Not a perfect family, but a family that resolves issues, that can show people like we're a blended family that can show other blended families this is how it, can be done. This is how we make it happen.
Mhm. Wow. Talk about some of the challenges or some of the things that you kind of encounter dealing with, because like I said, you are one of the faces, I believe, of Tyler Perry and everything he has going on, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people fighting for those spots. Do you face any type of ridicule or any type of hatred or anything that you kind of go through as far as, like, your success in dealing with him?
Well, we haven't done any shows with Tyler in, it's been some years. But it's not ridicule that I find. It's you can easily be stereotyped in what we do, the character Mr. Brown. But I haven't faced any ridicule per se. For the most part, people know where we stand. They know what we stand for. And so, it's not that difficult. When they encounter us, you know what you're getting. When you are dealing with us, you know what you're getting. We don't run around preaching. We're saying we love the Lord. You just know.
Yeah.
You just know because of just our walk.
It's natural. Yeah, it definitely comes off natural, I can say. But just switching gears, sometimes I kind of like to go outside of the element of what people do and talk about some issues going on. Are you into basketball, and have you been to, like, the NBA All-Star Weekend before?
I have not. I have not gone to the All-Star Weekend before, no. But I am into basketball, though.
Who's your favorite player? You have one?
I have to go with everybody, LeBron.
Yes, I'm glad you said I am LeBron.
Now, I can't sleep on Steph right now. He is having a MVP year.
He is amazing. Everybody's calling him an alien and all kind of stuff, and it's just crazy the ability that he has. But I was asking because today Charles Barkley actually was saying that I don't know if you know, you're actually coming to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we will talk about that. But the NBA All-Star 2017 is it was supposed to be here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but now they're trying to change it because of this bill that has been passed. And today Charles Barkley was saying that he thinks that the game should be moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to another place because of the law that Republican Pat McCrory signed, basically preventing cities and countries from passing their own, like, anti-discriminatory rules that prevent transgender citizens from using the restroom. And I know you've probably heard of that. And he was basically saying, like, as a black person, he's against any form of discrimination, and, he kind of feels like being the position that he's in, he needs to stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves. What do you think about that and them wanting to move a whole entire All-Star game from another city because of that?
I don't know all that's going on with, so, a lot of times I don't like to speak on anything if I don't have all the facts. But I will stand and say, because of what we've come through as a people, it's hard for us to get with anything that will discriminate against any people because we know how that feels and we've been through it. So for us, it's like, anytime you leave it to a certain group of people to make up certain rules for everybody, we know what can happen sometimes.
That is definitely true.
And when you leave it to some states to make up their own stuff, we know what we've come through,
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Especially here in the South. We know what we've had to deal with and some of the problems that we've had to deal with just growing up here in the South. And,
right.
We left it to some of our, great, good old boys to do it and take care of us. And, of course, there was some discrimination going on.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes I just kind of like to see how people think about different issues and stuff like that. Because, we were kind of excited about that All-Star game coming to Charlotte, and then now everybody in the city is, you know what I mean? We were, we already planning events, and I even was trying to hop on throwing some events, and now I'm like, oh, shoot, we got a curveball now. So I think everybody's kind of like,
I think it'll get worked out. It'll get worked out before that.
Yeah, it definitely will. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for that one. But do you get recognized a lot out? I'm sure you do. Do you have a lot of people kind of running up to you asking for autographs and pictures and all of that type of stuff?
Yes. But, you
now,
know,
do you ever get tired of it?
Huh?
You ever get tired of it?
No, only time that I have a problem with is when I'm with my grandkids. And, you know, I like to give them my undivided attention. When I'm with them, I'm with them. And, you know, that's the time I choose not to do it.
Right. Okay. I got you. I understand on that one because I know sometimes you see these celebrities out and they just have the worst attitude. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, did you not know that your fans are your biggest supporters?
And they don't realize that until they're not the top star anymore, and then nobody cares about them. And then really doesn't care about them because of the way you treated people. So I just believe in treating people like I want to be treated.
Right. Wow. You had any crazy fan stories through all of your career? You have anybody that kind of sticks out to you?
I guess, you know, just a couple ladies we were taking pictures one time, and I don't know what made this lady think that I wasn't going to say anything. But we were taking pictures, and there were a crowd of people, and she had a handful of my behind. And I told everybody to freeze, nobody move. I said, freeze, nobody move, nobody say anything. And the whole line that was taking the pictures, everybody froze. I turned her right around and let the people see what she was doing. She was so embarrassed. I don't know what made her think that was cool for her to, like, have a handful of my booty.
Yeah. Look, she got too caught up in Mr. Brown. I think she forgot what she was.
No, Mr. Mann fixed that.
I hear that. I like that. I really like that. Like, you're a real stand-up guy. Ooh, we need more of them.
No.
That is definitely...
Ma'am, that is not yours to grab. Why are you grabbing that?
Hands off.
That's right.
Oh. Well, at least it wasn't
I already got an investor that done bought this.
Oh, wow. That is so funny. Now, I see, I'm going to let you go. I ain't going to keep you all day, but I see that you all are on Snapchat now. Are you kind of familiar with that now? Are y'all snapping? And
my wife is on Snapchat. I don't know nothing about it, so you'll see her on there, but we both on there. I'll figure it out sooner or later, but she does all the Snapchatting.
Oh, gotcha. So you're not really into the social media and all of that type of stuff?
I am. I do a lot of Facebook Live posts.
Okay.
So you follow us on Facebook, you'll see some of my crazy Facebook Lives.
I will definitely have to check some of that out. And before we get out of here, what is one thing that you actually want to be remembered for?
One thing I want to be remembered for. I think I'll already be remembered for the love that I have for my family. What I stood for as far as a family guy, my integrity.
Right.
I know that's more than one, but, you know, that's a couple.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes I kind of want to know what people want their mark to be, and that's definitely amazing. Family is all you have. I hear that all the time. It's all you have. So plug your social media or anywhere where people can find you and follow you wherever it may be.
On Facebook at David and Tamala Mann. Everywhere else at David and Tamala. Anywhere, Twitter, Social Cam, Instagram at David and Tamala.
Sounds good. Well, make sure y'all follow him, and good luck with everything. Of course, I'm one of your supporters. I watch the shows. I love the music. I love the comedy, and like I said, you will be here in Charlotte, so hopefully I can meet you in person tomorrow.
Okay, just let me know.
I definitely will, and thank you for the interview, and good luck on everything.
Thank you so much. You take care.
You're welcome. You too.
Bye-bye.